Hey there, champs. We all heard the Teofimo Lopez call out. He wants to fight Jaron Ennis, Gervonta Tank Davis, and finish with Terrence Crawford at the Navarrete versus Oscar Valdez fight. But guess what? Guess who answered the call? Now they're negotiating Teofimo Lopez and Jaron Ennis, which is great because Jaron Ennis ducked Virgil Ortiz, but maybe he's down to fight Teofimo Lopez, a fighter coming from 140 to 147. But that's not it. Teofimo Lopez is gonna whoop that ass. But me, I actually had Jaron Ennis all the way up here, prematurely that is, because he did not face anybody at the highest level. I believe his biggest win was against Raymond Villa, and he actually destroyed Raymond Villa and actually toyed with Raymond Villa. He actually did some matrix moves, but that shit was not gonna work on Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Crawford will beat the living ish out of Jaron Ennis, especially since Jaron Ennis' last two performances against Karen's Juka something. So I actually had Jaron Ennis at a high level, but his last two fights says otherwise against Karen. He should have stepped it up against Karen on their second fight, because the first fight was not even controversial. Boots won unanimously, but the second fight, it looked like Karen stepped it up and he was actually touching Jaron Ennis. And not just him, a Venetian was able to hit Jaron Ennis. What do you guys think Teofimo Lopez will do? A fighter that's levels above Karen and a Venetian. So this is the reason that Teofimo Lopez is my #1 favorite fighter from any weight class. I don't even care if he loses to Jaron Ennis. Just him stepping up in weight and fighting somebody that's supposed to be regarded as one of the best fighters at 147 says enough. I don't care if he wins or loses. I respect fighters like that. And I bet you wish that your guys' favorite fighters is down like that, but they're not. Look at Tank Davis making all kinds of excuses to fight anybody just like Shakur. Look what Teofimo's doing with a lot less fights than Gervonta Tank Davis. And I got a roast on a couple of content creators out there that is really trying to steal a fight between Gervonta Tank Davis and Teofimo Lopez, or Crawford versus Teofimo Lopez. I'm wondering if you guys are really boxing fans, because you guys are saying because of the racial slurs that Teofimo says not to make that fight happen. So are you really a boxing fan or you're not? You don't want to see the fight? What the fuck? Got a perfect solution for whoever is on their feelings about these racial slurs. If the fight with Teofimo Lopez, Gervonta Tank Davis, or Terrence Crawford does happen, and if you don't want to watch the fight, don't watch it. Don't pay for it. Get boxing blue balls and just don't watch the fight. That way you be like, I didn't watch the fight, I didn't participate, but the whole boxing world is gonna watch the fight. So Gervonta Tank Davis did say that he was gonna slap Teofimo Lopez, and I'm pretty sure he's rich enough to fly out wherever Teofimo Lopez is at. I want to see him slap him and see what happens. I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna get it on a street fight, which I do not recommend, because I already seen pro fighters fight in a street fight when I was young and I was in boxing, and they both beat the living ish out of each other. I do not recommend that. I really don't think they could have trained for like a whole month. Do you guys know two boxers that actually got in a street fight and they said they were gonna do something on the streets and they actually did it, or they filmed them fighting? Because when I seen that fight with Bobby Boy and my boy David Mendebel, we didn't really have a phone. It was a really long time ago. That was when Eric Morales was fighting, and Bobby Boy did fight Eric Morales. Did you guys see any kind of fight like that? I've never really seen it. I've seen it in person, and it was a great fight. Don't get me wrong. I wish I had a phone at that time, but I was in high school. I didn't really have money like that. You know, we were like in the hood. I really do not think Gervonta Tank Davis and Terrence Bud Crawford are gonna do anything to Teofimo Lopez, because when my boy Bobby Boy and David Mendebel actually got in a fight, it was a gang affair. They were both from Westside Verdugo, and they actually fought because of that reason. I guess David Mendebel my boy Bobby Boy's name off the wall, and that's the reason they fought. But after they fought, it was like a 15-20 minute fight, and the cops didn't even stop the fight because it was such a good fight. Nobody threw kicks or elbows, it was just punches, and they were just swinging for the fences, and they beat the living ish out of each other. And the last thing they did was just shake hands, and they both bounced. I think some of these boxers have a misconception because they're boxers and they're, you know, they get paid to fight, but it's really boxing, it's not fighting. So there's a misconception between boxing, gangsters, and being down or being hood, because I'm down and I will fight anybody that wants to challenge me. I really don't care. But being a gangster, that means that you ride for your hood, and being like hood, that means that you're just a troublemaker and you want to fight with anybody. But like, I seen some gangsters that are not even down, and I seen some quiet people that are down as hell, like me. Like, I really have a long fuse, but I mean, once you get to that line, it will explode just like anybody else that has a short fuse. I want to see the Teal fight with Gervonta Tank Davis, Terrence Crawford, and Jaron Boots Ennis, which I'm always gonna ride with Teal just because of the way he moves. This guy is a straight up G. This guy is down. He's all about that work, and I respect boxers like that. I don't care what they say, because Mike Tyson used to say, "I'ma eat your children." So if you guys are in your feelings, and if you have kids, you should say Mike Tyson should never fight somebody with kids, and that's almost everybody. But guess what, guys? I ain't the biggest, I'm the freaking baddest. And if you want to hop on your boy, throw $1 at the super things. I gotta roll. Peace.
Let's go, the wall.